Oh, how's it going, kids? This is very unique this weekend. I probably shouldn't even be filming at my current stage, but this is the best I've felt in about 4 days. I got the COVID. It's currently the first week of August. It's been pretty shit, but not terrible, considering. So, yeah, but I've had things come in. I've actually had a lot of stuff come in since, like, the Thursday before last, because that Thursday, I had Thursday, Friday, the last 2 days, the last Thursday, Friday of July, off. I did my interview of Lee. I didn't even have COVID by that stage, and that's the funny thing, because, like, my dad had it, and then my mum got it on the Saturday, and then I got it on the Sunday. Like, I got home from work on the Sunday, and was just filming, so I had my mask on the whole time, and it was like, after when I was on the bus ride home, I suddenly started feeling really crap, sore throat or dry throat, and very phlegmy, and I was like, oh, that's not good. So I got home, I had lunch, got on my computer, just was watching videos and started crashing pretty hard, and I realized, yeah, I'm either really, really tired, which doesn't seem likely because I've basically just had 4 days off, or I've got COVID. So I did myself a test and I tested positive. So, but yeah, we're all doing fine. Dad's already gone back to work because he had tested positive on the Monday of last week, and Mum and I are home. She's doing good. She's basically in the clear, but got to isolate for a week. And yeah, so I was meant to have a 5-day work week. Instead, I got $750 from the government, which is nice. But I still needed it. But anyway, selection of stuff. I guess I'll start off with, because I will try not to talk too much, which seems weird. So after my interview of Lee, so that'll be coming out hopefully soon, I need to film an intro for it and an outro, as well as find my original footage that allows me to edit the intro and outro, because that appears to be on my old laptop, which is really shitty. But I've been doing a lot of the interview. We did it over Zoom, so I've learned how to do all these new things for Premiere. I don't know if it's going to turn out well, but I think it looks pretty nice so far. So anyway, the Friday night was Crypt show, and I did test negative on the Friday because I was already going to go out to see my partner, but that cancelled because she's got some health issues of her own, which is wonderful. And so I went to see Crypt show, and it was great. This is at the Cinemaniacs, and they had a raffle afterwards, and I actually won this, which is Tales from the Crypt. It's a collection of EC comics. So yeah, it's got 6 whole issues in it, all of those, which is really cool. So this is Tales from the Crypt, and I think Crypt of Terror, yeah. So this is really cool. These are like the original 6 that they released. Or at least this says Volume 1 contains Crypt of Terror 17 through 19 and Tales from the Crypt 20 through to 22. So I don't really think that they're the original ones, but this is the first volume of the collection, which is really nice. It's all in colour. It just looks fantastic. I'm very keen to read through it. I would have over the weekend, had I have not started to die. But yeah, that was really cool. My friend Craig actually won a mask. Him and I met up at the same time. It was a good coincidence, but it's great, because I like hanging out with him. He's an old lecturer of mine, old tutor from Swinburne, and he bought his raffle tickets first. I bought mine immediately after. So if I had have gotten first, I probably would have gotten the mask. And this is like a full latex zombie mask from like the first zombie in the film, from the first villain in the film, technically. In the second batch of tickets, I got the comic. So I'm like, as an overall, I'm still very happy. I love the comic, so it's really cool, and I'm jealous of Craig, but at the same time, I don't know where the hell I would have put a latex mask, in all honesty. So, yeah. Anyway, what else did I get movie-wise? They re-released this, the Basic Instinct steelbook. So I got it because I wanted to get the 4K transfer. This obviously slides off with no hassle or anything. I've got the 4K transfer on Blu-ray. I got it for really cheap, so I don't really mind having picked this up, and this wasn't too expensive. But I liked the design once people started getting this released and they started picking it up, they were like, oh my god, this actually is really cool. So, yeah. It's really nice. I'm really keen to watch the 4K transfer. But yeah, so as an overall, I think it's a really nice. It's kind of simple in its design, but I do like the embossing. It's for someone like me who doesn't. I don't really collect steelbooks so much anymore. Of the odd chance I will. My only disinterest is the fact that the title for Basic Instinct there, you gotta like turn the thing upside down. I know you can't really see it, but like you look at the front there and you'd expect it to be saying the other way around. I don't know, because most other steelbooks have it reversed, so it's like it's an upside down title. It's really annoying, but still, it's nice. If you're confused or concerned, like, oh hey Julian, are you sure you want to be touching your own possessions while you've got COVID? Trust me, it's cool. You know, I've been spending a lot of time on my laptop. I'm even watching Criterion and stuff again on the Criterion channel, which is great. I've been editing a lot, so I've had a lot of time off, but I've also been sleeping a lot. Like I slept about 12 hours this morning. Right now I've just got a fuzziness in the head. I felt fine earlier. I've only just taken some like Demazin or whatever, but I had a shower. First time I've had a shower in a few days, so yeah, I think it's just like all the freshness is getting to me now, so I just feel a bit stilted, but yeah, I'm doing alright, but I don't mind touching my own possessions, let's be completely fair. Anyway, I got Dick Tracy. There was basically a small sale on, what do you call it, Amazon, so I got this for like, I think this one was $9. These other two were like $8 each. I got Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. You're probably thinking, I thought you already had that, and yes, I do. This is the single disc version, which I really hate. It didn't advertise on Amazon that it was a single disc edition. In fact, there is basically no record of a single disc edition existing. I wish it would have been the 2-disc edition, even though this still does come with audio commentary. It's not too much of a problem for me, of course, because I have this, which is the British Steelbook, which comes with the 2 discs. I mostly just didn't want to have that on the shelf, because as you can see here, this is where it lives. And I've already got Gone Girl, which is a digipack thing, which really annoys me. But it was kind of cool. It was like $10. And yeah, so it's like, it makes it a really awkward posing when I got stuff on top of it. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to get it. It was cheap. Again, $8. I don't particularly need it, but it's also like, I don't really want people to be... See, now when it comes to like the irony of me touching my own stuff, I don't want other people wanting to pick it up, because I think it's a really good film. So to have other people be like, oh, I'm going to go watch Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, and then they open up my steelbook, and I'm not always a fan of that. It's one of those few steelbooks that I'm like, I'd prefer it to be in best condition as possible, which is annoying to say, because I got it secondhand and it already had a few dents on it, so yeah. Otherwise it would live on my shelf over there. Well, not exactly, because I have a Fincher collection, but still. But for $8 I didn't mind, and these were all free shipping, so it helped. Then I got probably the most bizarre name of my collection, The Man Who Killed Hitler and Then the Bigfoot. I've been wanting to get this for a while because the title sounds insane. It was... I had seen it during the last Prime sale, and it was there for $8, and I really debated it, and just before I was about to buy it, it sold out, and I was like, okay, that's fine, and it went back to like $20, I'm like, nah, if it's already been at $8, it'll be at $8 again. So I figured I'd buy it. It's got a nice selection of special features as well. So yeah, I got it for $8 in the end, because it was just there, and hence I went kind of browsing. I was like, I just wanted to get stuff that would come in within a day. This was like Wednesday night. I just felt a little, yay, let's buy some stuff. So yeah, which is, I think, kind of a little ironic, because I'm pretty sure the next day I bought stuff from JB. They had a 20% off sale which, again, like how I mentioned last week with Everything Ever All at Once, I'm like, there's probably going to be a sale in a couple of days, and there was a week later. But there was a sale at JB, so I bought some stuff. In this case, it was all 30% off in the end. Plus, I got it all delivered in, and it came from Queensland because the only way to get like 2 of these was to get them from Queensland, which sucked, but it's worth it because I ended up getting Things to Do in Denver When You're Dead, one of the latest imprints. This is Spine number 144. I'd only heard of this because of Imprint releasing it, and I kind of wanted to get it because I do like Andy Garcia quite a bit, but I've never seen too many of his films, so I figured I'd pick it up. I actually watched it last night. I really liked it. I liked its style. I thought the remaster the transfer was really good. I watched all 4 special features. They were all about like 20 to 25, or 15 to 25 minutes each. So it's basically like, instead of getting an audio commentary, you get a interview of the director, the writer, the set designer, and Andy Garcia, and they're all from this year, and I thought that was really cool. A lot of it did talk about how the film did get piled in with a lot of the Tarantino stuff, and most people didn't watch it because they're like, oh, it's just a knockoff of Pulp Fiction. When I watched the film, I never even got that. I didn't know anything about the film when I went to watch it outside of basically a basic plot thing of, so, like, they get a job, it goes wrong, now they got 48 hours to live. That sounds interesting. And I watched it and I really liked it. I liked its style. It was interesting for like kind of a crime noir in a way. But in the end, when I went to, log my Letterboxd review, a lot of people had given it like, 2 to 3 stars, basically saying how it's an obvious ripoff of like Pulp Fiction. And I'm like, that's interesting. I never noticed that. But then you look at it and like, I'd see it more as a Reservoir Dogs ripoff than Pulp Fiction, because they even said when in the special features that they had already written the film and were halfway throughout, like had basically filmed the majority of it and were basically in post-production by the time that, that Pulp Fiction came out. And when they saw Pulp Fiction, they were like, oh shit, our movie's like kind of like this, isn't it? Like, because it was already the craze as it was to have those kind of fast-talking mobster films in the 90s, thanks to Reservoir Dogs. And Pulp Fiction just blew that up. And it's like one of those, everything that comes after Pulp Fiction just isn't going to be as good. But I really liked it. I'd still suggest watching it. I mean, even Ebert's original review, because his second review gave it 2 thumbs down, oh boy. But his initial review was saying, if you like Tarantino's dialogue, but you like, and you like this kind of genre, it's still a good fit. I still really liked it. I thought it was really well shot. It definitely wasn't a perfect film, but I still liked it. I'll be doing a Anatomy of a Blu-ray on it soon, because I was able to watch all the special features. I'm just don't know if I can do it in my current headspace. They had a buy 2 get 1 free, so for free I got this, which annoyed me at first because online it said that there was a 4K UHD plus 2-disc Blu-ray edition, but when I went to JBN store, they only had the 4K UHD edition, and I wanted to get the special features. But online they had this version, so I ended up buying it. Obviously it comes with all the special features, which is, if it will focus, there's a lot of special features on that Blu-ray. I actually really like this, and I like how all the discs have their own unique artwork in a way. This is a film that for me is probably one of my favorite films of the year. I am yet to rewatch it, and I know I saw it on Disney Plus. I didn't exactly need to buy it, but again, I got it for free both times, which makes me feel a bit shitty, because it's like I watched it on Disney Plus on my girlfriend's account, and then I bought the 4K, but I got it in a buy 2 get 1 free. If it had have come out in cinemas, I definitely would have probably seen it. I don't even know, because I'd heard good things when I initially went to watch it, and it sounded interesting, and so I, basically word of mouth got me around to watching it in the end, because I haven't liked or cared much for most of Pixar's films of the past, 5-6 years. I know that me and Guy had gone over, on Discord, we'd, looked at, all of the Pixar films that had been released, and it basically got to a point where we were both like, from here on out, they're just not really worth watching. Some of them every now and again, but for the most part, not really. I liked Soul, but I don't remember half of what happens in that film. I didn't care much for Luca, despite all the craze happening. I thought it was kind of average. A lot of their sequels have been pretty meh, so I haven't really watched them outside of basically the Toy Story ones. Well, I haven't really cared for them outside of the Toy Story ones. I mean, even their the Up sequel with the Doug days and shit like that, like the Baymax one and all that stuff that they've been doing in a series on Disney Plus. I haven't cared much for them. They're easy to watch because they're like fucking 10-minute long episodes, and there's like 4 episodes, so it's like, oh, within an hour you can watch this whole entire show. I'm like, all right, sure, I'll do that. But I really liked Turning Red. I just thought it was really fun, and it. My girlfriend's Chinese, so it's like there's a lot of different elements about seeing how people like display culture in films. Like Coco, for example, I really like. My girlfriend really likes, and I think that one was like visually inventive. Obviously, the story is not the most inventive thing in terms of the obvious twist kind of deal, but the rest of it's still really good, and I find it quite entertaining to watch. I've seen it a few times now. But with Turning Red, it was like there was the element of the high school stuff. There was the boy band stuff. There's all this stuff that obviously is very circa 2002 that I find quite fun. Of course, then it ends with this whole giant kaiju shit, and it's I love it. So, that really spoke to me as a person who loves kaiju films. So, yeah, I'm down to rewatch it sometime soon. I got 2 more things. So I've talked quite a bit about Turning Red. I haven't seen these next 2, but I've been wanting to watch them for a bit because they've got, outside of interesting titles and interesting ideas, this is Stir of Echoes. This one has a fuck ton of special features, but it's also like directed by David Coop, who I'm pretty sure has done like a bunch of like Futurama stuff. I'm pretty sure that's him. But yeah, this one I'm curious to watch. But yeah, I don't know much about it. I know vague stuff, one of those things of, I'll read a basic plot outline, and it's gotten decent reviews. Like, I never even looked up the things to do in Denver, because when you look it up, it's got like 30% on Rotten Tomatoes. I'm like, what the fuck? Why has it got 30%? And then the reviewers just say, go watch a Tarantino movie instead. I'm like, wow, how disrespectful. So I think that's kind of bullshit. So even the irony of the fact that in one of the special features, the director was saying how, when you get 2 thumbs down from Roger Ebert, that means your film's going to fail. And it's like, and he was comparing that to like modern day Rotten Tomatoes, or like, most people will just look at that. If it's gotten 17%, no one will watch it. I'm thinking, boy, does this guy know that on Rotten Tomatoes he's got 33%? Because, in the 30s, I'm pretty sure, which is not great. But I'm like, that really sucks, because I think it's a great film. Not an amazing film, but a great film. Last but not least is The Two Worlds of Jenny Logan. This is from the late 70s, 79 in fact. I'm really interested to watch this one as well. It was one of the only other buy 2 get 1 frees that I had any interest in whatsoever. But I did see this poster, and I was like, wow, that looks fucking cool. So yeah, and even the spine just says Jenny Logan, but that's because at the very top of it says The Two Worlds of Jenny Logan in the kind of faint title like that is there, so that's kind of interesting. And yeah, not too much to show off in the inside. But yeah, this is the only one that I think, well, my dad had heard of this one, Jenny Logan, and Things to Do in Denver, but yeah. So that's all for now. Hopefully next time I film, this will be out of my system. It's basically like a pretty bad head cold. I mean, I had the flu earlier this year, which some of you know about, and that was a nightmare. That was like bedridden, constant fevers, dying basically most of the time because I hadn't had a flu shot. Still haven't. But yeah. Anyway, that's all for now. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time when I feel a lot better. Unless I do actually film my Things to Do in Denver video like right now, because then I won't feel better. But hey, maybe next time in this weekend I'll feel better. We'll see. Adios.